Welcome to Real Estate Real World, where we talk to the movers, shakers, and leaders that are getting it done right now in the real estate industry and beyond. I'm your host, Marguerite Crespillo, and I started this podcast simply dedicated to calling people about what's really happening in this crazy roller coaster ride of real estate. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes and stay up to date on the newest stuff by adding yourself to the list at www.realestaterealworld.com. Now, let's dive into the world of real estate. Hello, everybody. It's Marguerite Crespillo, and guess what time? It is time for Real Estate Real World. And a quick announcement I'm excited about. We are now also being broadcast on KGCI, eXp's own radio station, on their show, and it will be every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and every 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there you go. I get the time mixes all up. But we will be broadcast every single Tuesday on KGCI Radio. And of course, we're on all your favorite podcast apps. So today, I'm really excited about my next guest. I was down in Los Angeles a couple months ago for a build event with eXp Realty. And she got up there and spoke, and I was mesmerized the whole time. She is funny and entertaining and extraordinarily talented, been in real estate a long time. So let me read her bio real quick so I can get all the details. Wendy Goss has been helping buyers and sellers in the Las Vegas area for nearly 20 years, primarily specializing in the $300,000 to $500,000 price range before transitioning to the luxury market. After selling 50 plus homes annually, she's a badass, she moved her team to eXp Realty and now focuses on agent attraction while building her global team. In just 10 months, Wendy landed 10 luxury listings ranging from $850,000 to $12 million. $12 million, that's crazy. Creating a step-by-step recipe for the other agents to replicate her success. Authentic as they come and down to earth, she proves that anyone can thrive in luxury real estate in jeans, boots, and all the above. So, my friend Wendy, welcome to the show.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. I'm so happy you're here today.
Yep. Super excited about this.
It was so funny because I think that I love what you say about being authentic, because I think one of the big things with luxury is everyone feels like you got to be all like bougie and foo-foo-y, and that luxury people are not going to talk to us common folk type thing. So what made you decide, or what got you into thinking you wanted to shift a little bit and see what you could do to jump into the luxury division?
My friend Haley Jones, we were at an event. This is where things happen. They happen at events, right?
100%.
And she said, Wendy, we need to do luxury. And I was just like, she's in Tennessee. And I was like, no, I'm fine. We're right. Because I had stories too. Those aren't my people. This is not my tribe. Anyway, and I was like, nope, I'm fine. I'm fine doing what I'm doing. And then I started thinking about it, and selling 50 plus homes a year is tough. I'm freaking getting
trust me, I know.
At 20 years. So I was like, if I sell less but make more, wouldn't it be worth it? And I already spend a ton of money on pictures, videos, 3D tours, putting money behind my ads. So I already treat all my sellers like luxury. I already do all the things. Like, Why am I not hitting that higher price point? So we went back to the computer and I pulled up expired luxury homes over $1 million. And there were 350 in Las Vegas.
Wow.
I could get like 5 of those. So I was like, okay, I'm in, let's go. And we just decided to do the thing. And we dove right in. I told my assistant, which is also my sister, and my business partner, I was like, okay, you are going to love this. Guess what we're doing? So anyway, which is a lot of work for her. That's a lot of work for both of us, but we just stuck with it and did the things every week. Like, it was a non-negotiable. And now we're here with 10 luxury listings. I've sold 4, so I have 6 left to sell. a couple
What's
coming.
so funny is years and years ago, back during the REO crisis, because I sold a lot of bank foreclosures back in the day. And there's this amazing luxury agent here in the area. He's been 30 years in the market. He's awesome. He's a great guy. And I was doing a ton of REO at the time. And I'll never forget going into one of his listings and he was there. And he's, Margarita, how do you get into the REO stuff? And I was like, Nick, really? Like, you want to do REO? He goes, I'm just thinking about it. I go, Nick, how many homes did you sell last year? He goes, like 25 to 30 at that. And we're talking the bottom of the market. So 2010. And I said, so how much was that in volume? He goes, it was like 25 to 28 million. I said, Nick, I sold 226 homes and it was $26 million.
Right.
I'm like,
a lot more work.
I'm happy to switch roles with you. You can come take my REO and I'm happy to go handle your luxury listings. And he's, okay.
Right. Yeah, I was an REO agent too. That was work.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So what did that transition look like when you say you just looked up the expired? Did you just start calling expired?
Oh God, no. So first thing I did was join eXp Luxury because I needed the product to make me look luxury. So I did join them. And then I just started sending out this little black book with my gold foil logo on it with an amazing presentation that eXp Luxury gave me because they told me this. They're like, FedEx this to the luxury expired and you will get the listings. And I was like, well, that sounds easy. So I did. And it looks like this. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, it is. You had those printed somewhere?
Yeah, so I have them printed. I have all that in my Notion page, but it's filled with this awesome presentation. I don't have one in here. But so we scrubbed the list and made sure nobody was on market. We went all the way back 2 years too. Those are actually my favorite ones because they tried to sell at one point in time and never did and never went back to market because you don't know. This might be the time for them. So my letter still made sense about how I don't see their gorgeous home on the market anymore. So I still use that. And we just started sending 13 out a week. Wow. 13. That's it. It's not a lucky number. It's just what my printer required, $50 minimum, right? So it took 13 presentations to reach $50. So $50 minimum. So that's why we sent out 13 books a week, every single week. Like I said, non-negotiable. And it was like, we had to Monday, look at the list of 13, make sure they didn't go back to market, right? Get the presentations ready, put it into the Google Drive, send it to the printer prints them. He Ubered them back to me, right? And then I made the books and put them in the padded branded envelope, right? And ran them down to FedEx and they slapped the label on under my logo. Make sure they put it under your logo. And there it is on their front porch. And so that's how it started. That's how we just started doing it. And then we added in the follow-up process. So we have a whole follow-up process inside Follow-Up Boss. And then we added in a couple other things like Real Marketing Report. We put them on that list. So now they get a Real Marketing Report, 4-page, really nice spread of luxury homes or luxury numbers. So they have luxury stats of Las Vegas. They have luxury stats of Henderson. So I'm talking to those people and they get that every month automatically sent to their door with my information on it in one of my listings. So it's actually pretty cool. So I was like, okay, now I'm in their mail. I'm at their front door. We are on their phone because we're calling and texting if we do get the phone numbers and emails. And then we're also in their email. And then we were like, okay, we need to hit them with video. So I had to remake all my videos because my videos were targeted toward my Jeep friends. And so we made luxury videos. I talked to ChatGPT. They told me what luxury home seller pain points were. So there's that. And you're supposed to talk to the pain. So I made videos about the pain and how I can help them with that. And then I just grabbed audiences from all over using my little tech skills because I'm a tech girl, putting them into our database and Follow-Up Boss, which syncs to Street Text, which creates an audience. And then we rotate these videos in front of them daily.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds like quite a process. And you were saying that you have that in a like a document that you share, or?
So I built out a Notion page that has like my step-by-step process, all the links to order all the things. And a lot of my Canva templates are in there. All my videos are in there. And I have a link that you can just extract my script right out of my videos and make your own, right? So I made it super easy because I built this for my agents. I have 5 agents at eXp Luxury across the globe, and I wanted them to get the same success when they joined Luxury. So yeah, I literally built it for them, and so that they could rip off, duplicate, and succeed. So they
Is
love
that
it.
a product you're also selling, or is it something you just give away to the agents who are in your organization?
Yeah, so it's free to them if they join me. But yes, I did open it up to other agents because I was like, oh my gosh, people are going to love this.
Yeah.
So good. It shows you, like, I'm huge with running ads behind my videos on Facebook and YouTube. And when you can go to a seller and show them, that their other agent, their video got 300 views and it was on YouTube for a year, but I'm showing them that mine had over 500,000 and I've only been marketing it for 3 months. I say, I know what I'm doing. So when you know what you're doing, you can show them. So the numbers don't lie. I'm going to get more
Amazing.
on your home, and I'm going to tell the story about your home to the world. And so that right there really helps me. So if you don't know how to do that, all the how-to videos are in there in the Notion page. And yeah, so you pretty much everything that I just talked about, which was a lot, I put it in a step-by-step process. And then we do have a luxury workshop where we work on it together every Friday. So that's included.
And what's the cost for that program?
Yeah, so the cost is $9.99 for the whole Notion page, and then you can come to as many masterminds as you possibly want, the workshop.
That's awesome. What a great idea you did with that.
Yeah, I love it, and people are loving it. We have about, I think, 22 people in our workshop that are doing it. They're ordering the books. They're getting the materials because you got to get the materials. That's huge because I made a lot of mistakes when I first started because I didn't have the things. And you got to have the things and you got to know things like staging. I drive a Jeep and I haul my mobile she shed with staging stuff. Apparently $10 million sellers don't like that. So there's that. So I had to meet a stager and become friends with a stager so I could know things and get her over there to talk to people. I was like, he's all, how much do you think it is to stage a home like this? And he already knew, right? Because he already had a realtor. And it was already staged, so he already knew. And I'm like, probably 5 to 10,000. He goes, try 25,000. And I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
So there's that. There went that appointment because I didn't know that answer. And I talk about this in the workshop all the time, trying to keep people from making my same mistakes because you lose 5 listings, anyway. But
How long did it take before you got your first listing? And tell us about that one.
So I'm not going to lie. It was about 6 months. 6 months. And like I said, like I went on appointments, but I didn't do well. The first couple, they were like looking down at my Jeep because it had this huge website plastered all over it. Like it's a mobile billboard.
Right.
But apparently they don't like that because they like discretion. I didn't know that. My Jeep friends, they love it. They're like, let's go. So there was that, and then just some mistakes. So anyway, but it was about 6 months, and then I got my first log cabin, which I always wanted a log cabin listing. So anyway, he scheduled. I was actually at an event when he scheduled with me. He goes, I want to talk to you about everything you've been sending me. So he got my book, and then he got all of the real marketing reports. So he had them all piled up there on the table when I showed up. But he texted me and he's just, don't bother wearing your high heels. And it was in Mount Charleston, so there was still snow on the ground. And I was like, oh my God, I love this guy. This is amazing. I get to wear my jeans and my boots and drive my Jeep. And it was still the branded Jeep, but I didn't feel bad about it. And I just went there and I just was myself. I told him, I said, I love log cabins. I said, I grew up in one and my dad made me peel all the logs. Me and my sister, we had slivers like up and down our sides, and we got 5 cents a log or something stupid like that. Anyway, and I was like, and all I say is I'm really glad it wasn't this big. And it's just, everything just went down, and he was immediately like in love with me. Number one, because I have I truly love log cabins, and not a lot of people do.
Right.
And I was just like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell the story of your home through video. And the other agent that had the listing for 3 years never had a video. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous. That's the one I have over 500,000 views. But the thing is, that one guy that gave me a shot, he hired me because I was real, and because I'm pretty good at marketing. But I didn't have all those numbers to show him. I just had what eXp Luxury gave me, soft touch brochures. I told him about a couple of things that I do. And just because I got that, though, I went and I marketed the shit out of it. Can we cuss on here?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, good. Because, yeah, I ran a ton of money behind it on YouTube and on Facebook. And then I used that for leverage. And that got me 9 more listings. So all you need is that one person to give you a shot, and then you better freaking perform.
100%.
Perform, and you better do the things, even if it like sells super quick, which luxury does not sell super quick, by the way. And still keep marketing it until you sell, because you want those numbers to be big so you could take those to your next appointment.
It's funny because I've sold one log home in my 30-year career. And they still live in it to this day. And it was 25 years ago, maybe, I want to say. I think I sold it to him in 1998. And I remember it just being like the coolest house. And it was up on this hill, and it was beautiful. And I remember thinking, I think that was the first time I'd ever actually been inside of a log home.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty cool. And those people I still am in contact with them, and they still live there today in that log home. As a matter of fact, recently they had to.
Oh my God, they almost have their loan paid off.
They had to reseal the logs or something along those lines. I don't know.
They have another one that we're working on. His neighbor. Isn't that funny? So I send out that soft touch brochure to all the neighbors, showing them that I just listed this on this house, and it has the QR code going to my video. So He scanned that, he saw my video, and he called me, and he's, I want you marketing my home.
Yeah. We'll definitely include that video in our show notes and stuff for you today to get you a few more thousand views, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But,
and so how's it been going since? Did that house sell, first of all?
That house is still not sold. Apparently not everybody has $12 million, but I did get one that Michael Jackson used to live in. So that's like 11,700,000. That's cool. That's right here in Las Vegas. We just did a huge luxury social media night. So I invited a bunch of luxury realtors to come and get good content, share, so we could get more exposure. Because luxury homeowners don't want open houses because they don't want anybody coming in. But they did allow me to bring in my friends too. We had 40 realtors there doing all social media. It was super fun. Anyway, so that one is still not sold either. But the 850, the 950, the 1.2, the 1.4, those all sold. We're in escrow on another one right now that's going for 1.3. So, but that's still, when I'm in the $300,000 to $500,000 range, those are still way doubling my
exactly.
So
are you still actively selling some of the lower end stuff too, the 3 to 5?
Oh yeah, big or small, we sell them all. I literally just closed on a manufactured home in Boulder City. So it's kind of funny. I'm like leaving the Michael Jackson house and I'm going to stage a trailer. I was like, oh, what is wrong with this? Is what we do, right? This is what we do. And it's just great. And I love it. It's super fun.
We have a property here in the area. Our prices, I don't think we do have some in the high end, but I don't think we have anything 12 million. I could be wrong, but we have a house that Eddie Murphy used to live in here.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's on the market for 7 million right now in our area. I can definitely feel you in that. It's been a challenge for most of my career. I've sold every home, every price point, every just about everything out there. But the funny thing is, the most expensive home I ever sold, it was total luck, and not luck, but the total chance. It was my best friend who I've known forever. And he calls me one day and he says, "Hey, I found a house and I want you to write an offer." And I'm like, "Okay, where's the house?" He gives me the address. I'm like, "Brian, that house is like 3.7 million." He goes, "I know." I'm like, "Okay."
You're like, wait, I have a rich friend.
Yeah. And so we ended up, I remember he'd gone to an open house, and at the open house, the agent like thought he was going to be his client. And so when I called him about the listing, he goes, "Oh, that's my client." I'm like, "Oh, no, no, buddy. He's been my best friend for 30 years. He's not working with you." But yeah. And then he also has bought a house up in the Tahoe area. But other than that, I've not done any listings that high for sure, but I've sold a lot of every other price range on the planet.
That's funny. Yeah, I know. I've never even been around houses like this. And it's funny because we talk about the stories in our head, how we think they're not real people or they're not going to like us, but they're freaking super cool. Like when I walked into the Michael Jackson house, I just call it that. He's not there.
Maybe he might be.
I don't know. Anyway, those homeowners, they were just in like regular clothes. And I walk into this room where we're going to talk shop, and they have little McDonald's coffees on the table. And I was like, okay, first of all, now I know why they're rich, because they don't spend their money on Starbucks.
At Starbucks, exactly.
But second of all, I'm like, they're just like wearing normal clothes. They're drinking coffee from McDonald's. They're going to sit down and talk to me. I'm just like, okay, they're all just people.
Let's talk about that for a moment. Let's talk a little bit about mindset, because you've brought that up a couple times, how you had these stories in your head where you did you feel like maybe you weren't worthy, that they wouldn't listen to you, that you like, what was going through your head that kept you from going in that direction?
For the last 20 years, that's been in my head. And it's just, I'm from Oregon. I speak redneck. I drive a Jeep. I like jeans and boots. And I like my nails being done. I feel like there's some little bling about me, but I just feel they're wanting those people that drive the Lamborghinis or the electric cars, whatever. But it's fine. Funny story, my engine started going out in my Jeep, and I came this close to trading it in for a Lexus so that I could play the part.
Right.
And tears were coming in my eyes, and I started having anxiety attacks. I even sat in it, and the ladies, if you're used to being in a Jeep, you could just lift the seat up with this button, and then you'll feel like you're off the road a little bit. That's what she told me. Babe, get me out of here. And so we left, and I was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm like, this is not me. This is not me. And anyway, he's like, you could trade it in and get a 392, which is, it has a V8 in it, and it goes like really fast, and it's really loud. Oh my God, I love it. And so I traded in for a 392 Jeep. And then I just have a little banner across my windshield that says EXP Luxury, right? So it's not blasted all over the sides. Still got a little bit, and then it's got a little bit of gold wing. And I freaking love it. So like now I don't have problems like rolling into anything. My Jeep is pretty badass. Like I took everything off my other Jeep and put it on this Jeep. So I could still have the lift, still have the big tires, still have the beadlock. And anyway, it's just super cool. And just that made me feel better. Having EXP Luxury products makes me feel better. And I'm really good at digital marketing. I paid a lot of money to learn how to do what I'm doing. So now I go into a listing and I'm just like, all right, this is Let's happening. Go. This one.
Because I've had 3 clients I've never had this asked before, but I've had 3 clients ask me before my listing appointment if I had stuff on my car, because they didn't want anyone to know that they were thinking about selling their home. Now I have a Hummer. I have the new big fancy Hummer EV. And my license plate does say thanks EXP. So there you go. But I did not put I was going to wrap it. And then I ended up like getting talked out of it, because I've had a few clients who asked me specifically if I had magnets or whatever I had on my car before I came out. But what's funny is 30 years in real estate, until this last year, I've never had that question asked.
I know, weird. I know.
And now I guess,
It's fine. It's fine. We adjusted properly.
yeah. My son, by the way, it really badly wants that Jeep that you're talking about, the 392.
Oh
And I'm like, John, you better, he's working on getting his real estate license. I go, as soon as you get your real estate license, and he lives down in San Diego. So I may end up flying to San Diego to list some homes down there with him. And I go, you sell enough houses, you can buy the Jeep, but I'm not buying it for you.
Yeah, it was not a cheap Jeep.
Yeah. So what is like next for you? What are you working on that you're willing to share, would love to share?
I'm working on this new one that's coming up for 4 million. Super excited that I landed it because I was up against a very big luxury agent. And they told me his name. So a lot of times they won't tell you the name. Right. And I like that. But then I got in my head, I was like, oh my God, that's my competition. So I looked him up on YouTube, because usually I can play that game and be like really good on YouTube. Right. Then I had my title company pull his numbers, and he's already closed, I don't know, 79 this year, and had 14 over $1 million listings, had 5 in escrow. He's doing the things. And I was like, oh crap. So I went to that one, just did what I did. And my husband, stop. Do not compare yourself to him. That makes you look petty. You do your best when you talk about what you do because you love what you're doing. Right. And he's just go in there and tell him what you do. And if you get it. And anyway, so I did not bring up his stuff at all. Like, I just told him what I was doing. I did bring up that we do have a huge global reach, because we do. We have 90,000 agents. We're in 24 countries, and the eXp Luxury does 80 plus ads to over 100 countries. And I even said, I used to be, and this guy was a broker owner of a boutique brokerage, right? So I already knew that. And I said, I was a broker owner of a boutique brokerage. And I literally moved to eXp for the marketing for my sellers, because it is so much more than what I could do as a single brokerage. So I did bring that to the table because I knew that was what I was up against. But anyway, she called me the next day. She goes, hey, I just want to know, we met with him and we choose you. We like you better.
Wow. How that must have felt really good.
Yeah. So it did. Again, just stop doing that. And I have people to tell me to stop doing that. I'm not perfect by no means. I wake up, I do a good daily routine in the morning, and I work on my mindset every day. And you just have to. You just got to, because real estate is fun, but it can be a roller coaster. And yep, you just got to start your day out amazing. Take care of you before you take care of everybody else, and then work your magic.
So what do you do for mindset in the morning?
So I actually start at night. So I write 3 wins. So you always want to make sure you write down your wins, recognize your wins. I get agents on the call all the time saying they don't have a win for a week. You need to write down them daily, because everybody has wins. We all have wins. And then 3 things I'm grateful for. And then 3 things that I want to attract. So that is super important. You have to write down the things you want. I'm
writing this down.
You have to write down the things you want to attract, and you have to be very specific, right? So if you just say, I want a lot more closings and a lot more money, like whatever, you got to be very specific. So I always do that. And then when I wake up, that is what I'm reviewing, right? I have my coffee. I sit by my waterfall. My pool has a waterfall. So I like to just think about and visualize my day and be super grateful for the things that I do have, because not everybody has what I have. Anyway, so I do that every morning, and then I do my yoga. Yoga is very important. It helps me move better because I sit in this chair a lot. The yoga is very important. I walk my dog because I know he needs his mindset. I do all the things before my first call. And my first call is at 5:15 a.m. So I'm up at 3. My husband's in road construction, so I wake up before the world does, so that I can be ready to crush it when they wake up.
That's amazing. And I'm super impressed by all of that you do on a daily basis. I
Every
think that makes the difference, right? Like
time.
I think that sometimes people think, oh, I'll get to it later, or I'll do it next week, or I'll do it. And then you never end up doing it.
I know. And someone asked me on a thing the other day, are you always like this? Are you always positive? Are you always so happy? Can you just do videos on the fly all the time? And it's just, no, I wake up, I am in pain. I feel like I'm 90. My back hurts. So I have to go through that. I'm getting up. I'm crushing this day. One girl, I met her at an event and she said, successful people do the hard things. And she tells herself that every morning to wake up, to get up. Like successful people do the hard things. Successful people do the things that people don't want to do. We're doing it. We're
100%.
successful. So I have that now in my head. Thank you very much for that. But anyway, but it helps because could we lay in bed all day and not want to do anything? Absolutely.
100%.
But am I going to achieve what I'm achieving? Nope.
No. Nope. Are you going to be speaking at eXpCon?
I am.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, me and Sarah, she's my ISA, we're going to tag team the expired luxury panel.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about expired luxury now sellers. So
I'll have to make sure I come and listen to your class because you were one of my favorite speakers at Build in LA.
Like, can you imagine being on a stage in Disneyland?
It was pretty wild.
It was. And I didn't know I was going to be on stage till 2 days before the event. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I melted my red dress that I was supposed to wear with an iron the night before in the hotel. So that was my plan B outfit, which is what you saw me in.
You look fine. You looked great.
I'm going to go get some ears to match this sparkly shirt that I have. Anyway, but awesome. Minnie Mouse ears. I know. So
it was great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been fantastic. And like I said, I just loved your personality. I'm like, I'm going to get her on my podcast because you're so authentic, so real. And I think that people need to hear that more, right? Like I said, my best friend who owns like a couple houses, he's as real as they come. Like you wouldn't know if you just met him somewhere that he's worth what he's worth. And that's true about many of them. Some people are snobby and bougie, but I would say that the most are normal human beings and they earned their money by working hard like we do as well, right?
No, absolutely. But I like talking about it just because I know that I'm inspiring so many agents to hit that higher price point because 100%. If I could do it, if little Miss Redneck in a Jeep with a mobile she shed can do it, you could do it.
Yeah. I think that's what was most exciting for me in watching you is what's possible. And also that you've been doing this for 20 years, right? So It's not like you just tried to get in yesterday and figure it out. You've been doing this for a long time. So I'm super inspired by you and proud of you. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Well, thank you everybody for joining us again on I'll see you at eXpCon. So thank you everyone for joining us on Real Estate Real World, where we get to talk to all the cool people, even the ones that are in Jeeps and boots. Those are my favorites. So thank you again for joining us. Be sure and check us out on KGCI Radio. I'm really excited about that. And be sure to follow us on all of your social media and shoot me a review if it helps. So thank you so much. Make it an amazing day. Thank you for joining us today on Real Estate Real World, where we talk with masters and leaders in the real estate industry and beyond on how we can raise the bar in our industry. Please subscribe over on iTunes, and while you're there, be sure to give us a review. Your reviews encourage us and help others to find our podcast for show notes and hot topics on what's going on right now in our real estate industry. Also, hop on over to www.realestaterealworld.com and add your name to our email to get early advance notice of upcoming podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and go out there and be a part of the elite masterclass and raising the bar on the real estate industry.